Hi, Tracy Lewis from Stuff and Things. I am working on my Stampin' Dreams blog hop for July. This month we are picking a kit and working on a kit. So I have already done, there are 3 main kits in addition to Paper Pumpkin. I bought all 3 of them. Notes of Kindness card kit is mostly a thank you. Soft Sayings card kit is a variety, and the Lots of Happy card kit is a variety, but it focuses on coloring. So I went ahead and picked for this hop the Soft Sayings card kit. I have a special purpose for these kits, so I will focus on this hop in preparing for it. I go into these campgrounds that I live in Thousand Trails, and I take my Paper Pumpkin kits as well as these kits you see here, and I break them down into single projects with all of the parts ready to go. What I try to do to make it easier for people to choose is make all of my cards, if at all possible, A2 size. So in the case of the Soft Saying card kit, it has 3 sizes of cards. It has a selection of A2 size, and then it has minis that are 3x3 square, and then the 3.5x5. So today I'm going to work on the 3.5x5 and the 3x3. And what I do is I always build one card as a sample for people to see, and then they have their own little kit in a bag that then they build with my help. So in the case of the 3x3 and the 3.5x5, I will be converting those to A2 size cards today. So it's sort of an alternative. And what I am going to do with the 3x3s, oh, and I am gimpy today. I did just finally, after a very long time, I think I've had this condition for over 30 years, is carpal tunnel in both hands, but the left hand finally got bad enough to need to be fixed. So I had the surgery 3 days ago, and so I'm a little bit on the gimpy side. The first one with the 3x3 is a washed lemon lime twist card front with these little bits added on it to look like so, and I'm going to make it probably a vertical, centered, kind of a clean and simple with just this, and I won't add any other decoration aside from a lemon lime twist thin layer. So that's what I'll do on that one. The next one I will do is the 3.5x5, which has actually a variety of them. I might build out just 1 or 2. This one is a possibility, and I will get all of its odds and ends together, and it will have one here, a berry burst trim, and then that I don't think it needs to be trimmed down anymore. It can go in itself on the base, but I will check it out. So that's the second one. And then I've decided on the powder pink small 3x3 square to not go with a powder pink border. I looked at that for a trim piece. It doesn't have any berry burst on it, but it does have the Tranquil Tide little leaf trim pieces. So I'm going to go with the Tranquil Tide trim. And then from there I do have, I pulled out an extra, so I might do a couple of the 3.5x5s, just get those finished. And then I will come back in this video. Because I am so slow, I am not going to do a real-time video of actually putting these together, since I will be annoyingly slow. So I'll come back after they're together and do a reveal so you guys can see. Now, one thing about these kits is they do come with the stamps. Here's the stamps. They have dimensional, but in this particular kit, you do need to provide the dots and a liquid glue, or you could use snail if you wanted. It does come with a nice Tranquil Tide washi, which I do get to use on, if not all of these pieces, at least the 3x3s I saw this used. It comes with its own spot. This one is basic gray. And I haven't decided now, the reason why I like the A2 cards is it's easier to price out a card kit and make it just one price for everybody. And these 3x3s did come with these cute envelopes, same with the 3.5x5. So what I'm probably going to do with these envelopes is whip up some of my own personal cards that I can use for giving to people. Now I travel most of the time, so I'm definitely hard pressed to figure out when I would give these. If these are like little thank yous, I would suppose I could use them for thanking the activities coordinators at the various parks. I do like to, when I leave, if I've done activities and paper crafting events, I like to leave the person who I worked with a thank you. So I could use these little envelopes for that. So I definitely am going to not have anything go to waste. The other thing I like about this particular kit that I want to note is that this is the glitter. It has, it's one sheet, but I can see that there are quite a few large leftover areas that you can see are still very usable for either punches or die cuts. So I am definitely going to be trimming this down to get stacked in my storage where I keep all of my 6x6 and smaller paper pieces. So if you were wondering about the glitter, definitely keep the scraps. They are very usable. And on that note, I will get to work and we'll come back for the reveal. Stay tuned. Hey, I'm back for a quick tip as I'm working with this glitter. Some glitter is more inclined to come off of the glitter paper than others. And so what I've been doing is I have a wet or damp paper towel, and I just keep wiping up the glitter remnants. This is my work surface for all the things that I do, so I do need to keep it somewhat tidy. So that is what I have found works best to clean up glitter. Just take a damp cloth and wipe up your whole space, and then when you go back over it again, just go ahead and fold in. I've done that a couple times now. So that is what I have found works best for glitter cleanup. Alright, back to work. I'll return shortly. Alright, I'm back to do the final walkthrough on my alternatives. Today I focused on the 3.5x5 and 3x3s. So what I discovered on the 3.5x5s is I had to cut down 1/4 inch to make it fit on an A2. I also decided to work on this gray design because in the guide it shows a pretty plain card, and I want to make sure that my customers, if they're putting together a card, get a good value for their money. So in this case I added an extra strip of gold. I took away 2 more gold leaves, added lemon lime twist in just a little banner behind the congratulations, and I wanted to show you, so just those couple of changes I think made this a much dressier looking card than the sample. And I did add sponging of basic gray as well as the basic gray layer underneath. This gives my customers the chance to learn how to do sponging around the card. It gives them working with more materials than just 2 or 3 different materials. And then I wanted to show you this baker's twine because when I looked at it up close, it actually is really cool. It is lemon lime twist and white. So I thought with that, knowing that, and that this does have the twine on it. That's why I added that little bit of lemon lime twist. And then I also popped it up, and I think this is going to be a really cute card for somebody to make. The next one I did is also the 3.5 by 5. I made a little bit of a change to it. Because I showed you the leftover glitter pieces that I have, I am going to add glitter. This one didn't have any of the gold on it, so I added just this little chevron of glitter on the end to match the arrow, to give it a little extra oomph. And then I also sponged the edges in the Tranquil Tide. So when somebody makes this card, they will get to do, again, the sponging, as well as play with the glitter. Now for the small 3x3s, I also added this little strip of gold, was not on the sample in the guide, and then I sponged powder pink around the edges and just popped up the happy birthday. And the final card that I did actually didn't need a lot of change to it. I added the sponging and the lemon lime twist, and then I did cut these leaves. Are kind of, they have a long stem, so each of the stems are poking out for just a little more gold. Kind of just gives it a little more interest. So other than that, I didn't make a lot of changes, and that concludes my 4 sample cards that I'm going to use for kitting this particular kit for customers to put together at the parks. And here is again what the instructions show for all of them. It's the Soft Sayings card kit, and I think it's very pretty. I love the little bits of gold on most of them. See, like this just doesn't have any gold at all, and neither does this little pink one. And so I went ahead and added the little strip. So I will definitely be adding gold to all of them, sponging to all of them, and then the layer underneath, coordinating color, a little strip of a matte. And that will be my strategy as I put all this together. Thanks for watching.